Ladies and gentlemen, let us get started tonight. On the night of nights, with all my audio working correctly right off the bat. What a amazing accomplishment by Sneaky Devil.
I'm so proud.
Are you sure you didn't fuck it up?
I'm looking right at it right now, and it did not fuck up, yeah.
Alright.
So let's get started, gentlemen. So I'm gonna talk about a story real quick. I'm not gonna read it, but I'm gonna talk about it. So the reason why we're not reading it is because the really cringe shit is like chapters 2 through 6, and we're not reading 6 chapters. So I want to set up a couple things for this story. 1. High School DxD. Ruby crossover. 2. It's a fusion world as a plot point. 3. Ruby is the next Red Dragon Emperor. 4. The author includes every fetish he has for Ruby's character design.
You know why, of course.
5. Ruby is written like a mix between Deadpool and a Mary Sue. Yeah. So there's a couple of highlights. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring them up, but I did post them in the SDM because I like inflicting pain upon them.
True.
So Max, you'll love this.
Will I?
No.
Why do you lie to me so often?
So, Ruby's, a triple D cup.
Hey, what?
Yes, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way, just reminder that in July we'll get actual good Ruby.
I know, right?
Well, technically we'll get it next Friday.
So, the first chapter takes place mostly, with the opening dream sequence of flashbacky bullshit where they were like, Yang was taking Ruby out to go find her mom. And it pretty much just follows canon. Right up until the end, in where Ruby's like, I'm scared, and then she awakens the boosted gear inside her soul, and Drag is like, I can replace your heart with the heart of a dragon, and you'll be able to defeat the Beowulfs. And Ruby's like, alright, sure, let's go. And so she defeats the Beowulfs. And the premise here is that Ruby's heart was replaced with a dragon heart, which in DxD, when this happened to the main character, he started to turn more and more into a dragon over time. Because something, the dragon heart created dragon blood and pumped it throughout his body, turning the rest of his body into a dragon.
Sure, that's how that works. Right?
Yeah, don't question it. So, anyway. Then we have an 8-year time skip immediately. Which Ruby unlocks her power 8 years later. So 8 years later, Ruby is a 6-foot, triple D cup, fat, thick thighs, big butt model.
I hate it. For multiple reasons.
And
Continue.
She's been trained by Drag the entire time. Over the course of these 8 years. So she's super strong. In fact, she's actually, by this point in time, the strongest person on Remnant. And, she is officially the Rose Thunder Blood Dragon.
Cease speaking.
And when she wants to use dragon moves, she calls out their names as if they were fairy tale spells. Yeah. And also arbitrarily, this is where the Mary Sue function of her comes in. She arbitrarily has already been to DXD and knows everyone. She's best friends with Ophis, Big Red, Yasaka. She bullies, what's his name? Surzex.
Big Red. Isn't that a type of soda?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a Mountain Dew flavor.
Fair enough, fair enough.
But yeah, she just knows everyone. Every single time a problem comes up with a certain faction, she already knows someone from them. And can just instantly start talking to them. Or bullying them. And so it gets worse, however. So, unlike Canon, where Ruby has Crimson Rose, the retarded sniper scythe, that wasn't good enough for this author. Wanna guess what she has instead?
No.
A bazooka that comes out of her skirt?
No.
Machine gun jubblies.
Very close.
Okay, that should not be the answer that you're giving me.
So she dual wields sides. One of the sides she dual wields is Crimson Rose. And she has a blue-white replica of Crimson Rose that she dual wields in her offhand, and it's an assault rifle with a high-capacity magazine.
High capacity clip.
Yeah, that
clip
totally isn't going to get in the way of using it in melee.
Also, it's got a fucking barrel of an anti-material rifle slapped on it, so I'm really not sure how well that works out.
I'd love to see the balance on that thing. That must be horrendous.
Yeah, absolutely fucking awful.
So basically, he took Crescent Rose and said, I can make it worse. Hold my beer.
More or less, honestly, yes. So then it gets worse.
Hey, you know what, Max? We should show him that
You
new
mean
gun.
it gets worse?
Max, we should show him that new gun from Gundam today.
Oh, we'll show at the end of the stream.
Yeah.
After the stream.
Don't worry, Sneaky. We've got something to keep you angry.
I mean,
Cool.
I like the gun, but it's because I like stupid guns.
Max.
It's stupid sci-fi. You could fuck off.
You don't get to say that after you made fun of the gun chat room.
So are you ready?
I can.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So
Ruby's
next weapon.
Wait,
is
next.
her
When does she have a third?
Is her super scythe mode,
Oh god.
where she attaches both of her sides together
Oh no.
by their sight rails
Oh no.
and
I regret
wields it
joining.
like a double-bladed battle axe.
I regret joining.
It
You
loses
should.
all its functionality.
And she calls it the Blood Moon mode.
It just lost all its functionality.
Yes.
Why?
Sounds so cursed.
Absolutely. So then, because she turned into a dragon, she lost her eyeballs. The silver eyeballs. They popped right out of her.
Oh yeah, of course.
And because she
That's
got,
just-
she's got
Just
dragon
drop all the
eyes.
time.
Yeah, no, she's got dragon eyes now. And so, she decided she was gonna forge her eyeballs into a sword.
How does that work?
What?
And so she forged her eyeballs into a quote standard European longsword.
Yes, of course. Because that's a thing.
Yeah.
Wow, all that out of 2 eyes. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it is later revealed to be the strongest holy weapon in existence, even stronger than the spear that killed Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. I'm expected to believe that the eyeball sword is okay. Listen, if this was the eyeball sword from Soul Calibur, I could believe that.
Like, I can
Caliber
kind of...
itself,
But
yes.
this is a sword made from eyeballs, not made
Oh,
with
no, no,
an
no. She
eyeball.
forged the power in the eyeballs into a normal steel longsword.
See, I like my version better because it's funnier.
It was funnier, but I did have to correct you on that one.
Like, it's stupid regardless. Like, I can see there being some holy bullshit because of the power of the god of light or in the
Yeah,
silver
that
eyes.
was the intention, yeah.
Actually,
There's no way it could be the strongest holy sword with just 2 eyes. Like, that's just a fraction of his power. And
No,
even as the...
you see, it's because reasons and stuff, and
Of
Ruby's a
course.
master smith, so therefore it's stronger.
is the Lance
Of
of
course. I'm
Longinus
sorry for
supposed to be
questioning
like
it.
a problem
What?
in DXD? Is the Lance of Longinus supposed to be like a WMD in Supernatural World
Lance
DXD?
the Lance of Longius is described as quote unquote the most powerful artifact humanity has the ability to wield. It is capable of rendering a simple farming boy who is illiterate to kill a god.
It generally speaking, mythologically, it's considered one of the strongest things ever because it pierced Jesus Christ. Like pretty much wherever you go in mythology,
I'm
if
aware.
this,
I was
like,
asking specifically in DXD.
Yeah, specifically in DXD, it was quoted being able to turn an illiterate farm boy into someone who is capable of killing a god.
Also, it's weird to call it a holy artifact, considering it pierced a deific being, so technically it should be anti-divine.
Oh, it
not-
is anti-divine. That is
Nope.
what it's considered as, but it's considered a holy artifact because it's coated in the blood of God.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Fair enough, DXD. Fair enough.
If you want to go by fate terms, it's got an anti-divine rating of EX.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm sure.
co-
I'm sure
considering
some
the
side
status
store
of the
uses
cults
it.
in
does Fate have
Christianity.
like EX plus or something?
No, EX is literally EX plus. It's EX
I
is
would-
quite literally
EX is
not
unquantifiable.
measurable.
EX Plus would be for an April Fool's joke. Probably.
Yeah, probably. That would be pretty funny.
Oh. Oh, wait, actually, there is a character with rank EX, I think. And it
I
is
knew
a
that show
joke.
was stupid
Oh wait,
enough
yeah,
for it.
isn't that the super heroine triple X or whatever?
No, that's just the base Mysterious Heroine X. Yeah, one of her things is like rank EX, and it's meant to be a joke
Yeah,
because
that whole
she's the
series.
only
It's
person
like
with the
anti-saber
skill.
rank EX or EX
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Like, or no, saber face. That's what it is.
Yeah, Saba face.
By the way, I do love that when they put that character in, they literally gave characters the saber face tag, and they are vulnerable to. Like, it's so
It's incredibly
stupid,
dumb, but I
and
love
they
it.
didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
I love that entire series.
So I
of
was
characters.
actually reading an FGO fic against my better judgment.
Yeah.
And they did make a fairly amusing joke in which Saber Artoria met ruler Jean of Arc.
Uh-oh.
And
boy.
I think was it Ritsuka? Yeah, there was a Ritsuka was like, "What, is she related to you?" And Saber's like, "No, she can't be related to me." "What do you mean? You look the same." "Yeah, but she's French."
You can tell by at a glance.
The immediate revulsion is amazing.
She's French.
That is probably the most iconic thing that could ever happen. Yeah, British person detects French, hates him immediately.
It's just
true.
a built-in sixth sense.
Also in
I
that
mean,
series,
it's a racial
French people,
modifier.
Yeah.
also in that
Yeah,
series,
exactly.
Saber called Jean of Arc the penniless saint, and bullied her quite
Yeah.
frequently.
Space.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
It's
Because
the English pulling
French.
the French.
Yeah, it's the
You might
English
need to
pulling
link
the
this
French.
fic now.
I do. It was like weeks ago. I don't think Google even knows what I read anymore.
All right. Well, if you're not misremembering the Penniless Saint line, I could probably find it that
No,
way.
it's absolutely out there. But so anyway, the story gets worse.
Because of course it does.
So combat finally occurs, and it is incredibly cringe-inducing. And what happens is basically, so a bunch of devils from DxD show up in Ruby's world, trying to be like, oh, let's go enslave some humans, her, and then Ruby shows up and she's like, you're in my territory, rah, smash, and so she starts killing all the devils. Oh yeah, right. Also, she gave Crescent Rose the ability to shoot Hellflame, blue Hellflame, and what was the name of her other fucking gun? The Steel Thorn or some shit. I forget what the fucking name of her assault rifle, sniper rifle was. But that could shoot ice. Just normal
Just
ice.
arbitrarily.
Yeah, it just could because she enchanted them with dragon magic. Oh yeah, also she constantly uses the Thume as well.
I see.
Yeah, just because she can.
So two things. One,
Yeah.
I think the Steel Thorn was an actual historical sword. If I remember correctly, it was a relic of one of the Crusader states.
I believe it.
And secondly, when you include stuff like the Thume,
Yeah.
you bring along so much background lore
Yeah.
and secondary material that it's almost never a good idea.
It's really just like the thing is that the author constantly tries to justify her using fairy tale magic and Skyrim magic in this story by saying that because Ruby's a dragon, she's capable of doing any form of magic ever. Because dragon magic is just better than devil magic.
I mean, if you want to do that, just write a jump chain. But no.
Here's an alternate
I suppose
suggestion: never write a jump chain ever.
Yes, while I do agree with that suggestion, I will say, like, they don't even have to, like, just don't call it the Thume. Just don't use the Thume words. Just have Ruby shout burn or something, and then shit starts burning. Like, I mean,
honestly, using power words would be more acceptable in general because the concepts of words of power
yeah.
is present in so many fandoms that it has.
Yeah, it's so cringe. Like Ruby will occasionally just be like, "The blood lightning dragons extreme roar," and then she like shoots plasma from her mouth, and it's like, what? Like just like why do you have to shout it? Just if you can fucking cast this shit because fuck you, I'm a dragon. Just cast it then. Like, don't attach these cringy cast names to it that are blatantly rip-offs from an inferior series.
No, this seems like a situation where someone wanted to do too much and is let everything get a little too busy.
Yeah, it more or less is. So it gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
So after she kills all these devils, she realizes now, 8 years into dual-wielding scythes, full-size farming scythes, 8 years into dual-wielding them, after she kills a bunch of devils with them, easily, she goes, oh, wow, man, using these two full-size scythes to dual-wield is really unwieldy. And then she proceeds to, quote, reduce them in size to make them better at CQC. And then with the spare parts she received from reducing their size, she crafted a pair of twin revolvers that used a clip to be high capacity.
So I think at this point you've pretty much confirmed we're dealing with an author that is at most 13 or 14 years of age. If
No,
that.
be fair. Be fair. They could be from a country that doesn't know what a gun is.
If they're from a poor country, they definitely know what a gun is, and if they come from a rich country and have internet access, they definitely know what a gun is.
Yeah, I hate to break this to you
yeah.
guys, but they are unfortunately English.
Okay, well that explains everything. Then. If
Yeah.
they're English, I mean, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what else
British.
did you expect? I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'd frankly expect worse knowledge. Having a revolver with a clip, at the very least, you know, at least it makes the M1 Grand ping.
High capacity clip scene.
Damn straight. It's
High
got to be a
capacity
stripper
scene.
clip and a magazine, as in like a space for storing artillery shells, all in one.
It's a fully semiotic high capacity clip scene revolver with an assault bipod.
You got to have a bipod for the bipod, and you've got to have a knife on your
True.
bipod too.
Of course. Of course.
Don't forget to include the handle grip so you can better aim the knife.
True.
Actually,
And the red
speaking
dot.
of handle grips, a quick digression.
Yeah.
I really, really, really like the angled grips.
Oh yeah, angled
That-
foregrips
that-
are pretty cool. Yeah,
They just make holding guns so much easier.
it does. Yeah.
True.
Personal preference.
But
Side over.
anyway, so yeah, I'm reading this story and I'm just like, it's like I'm watching a car crash happen actively in front of me, and I just keep going, wow, that's a lot of cars piling up there. There's no way people will keep crashing into this giant pile of cars. Like, someone's got to see these cars and be like, oh, we should stop crashing into them. No, they just keep piling up more and more cars into this car crash. And I just keep sitting here like, Jesus, how the fuck is this even possible?
You know, Sneaky, I believe you do that in real life too.
True.
What, watch a growing car crash?
And just go like, something's got to change, and then just watch in anger and horror as no one ever learns.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
So at this point, I'm not really sure if there is any constructive feedback to be offered on a story like this, and that's not me trying to be mean. It's just there is
The truth.
so yeah, it's not just that it's cringe.
So
it's
it gets
that it's
worse.
So much stuff pushed in there that you can't salvage it. You would
Yeah.
have to scrap it.
It really has to be scrapped because I don't know. Were you here for my earlier explanation about how Ruby seemingly knows literally everyone in DxD?
No, I didn't hear that. I was
Yeah. So whenever a problem pops up in the story, Ruby always knows someone from that pantheon or faction or group.
See, that alone is a story. Just the idea of Ruby, normal Ruby, having somehow interacted with these characters, that alone could be a very amusing story. I
Yeah,
think.
it would be. But yeah, no. So anyway, about 10 chapters so far have been dedicated to this no action, cringily written romance shit where the author just keeps talking about how much in heat Ruby is for Valley's dick. And he quite literally uses the words in heat multiple times.
Is she a faunus or inhuman?
She's a dragon now.
I don't think reptiles have heat. So I
She's
think
a woman.
And he's written such things
no, she's
as...
a dragon.
She's written such things... sorry, my bad. The author has written such things as... Ruby moaned, I want him to put some hatchlings in me.
Right. So to start out, for everyone listening to this, reptiles don't have heats. If I remember correctly, that's mostly a mammalian thing. They can sometimes go into frenzy or the spawning thing. I can't remember the proper term for it. But if you're ever going to include that, you don't get horny when you're in heat. animals get violent and aggressive. It's less, oh, I want you, and more, you are going to do the wildest, nastiest with me right here, right now, or I will break your legs and then do it.
Okay, so you'll have to give the
Gender
author,
indeterminate sometimes.
you'll have
by
to
the
give the
way.
author some credit then, because Ruby is extremely aggressive and violent right now.
Question: is that because she understands what she's doing, or the author, or is that just because this Ruby is aggressive and violent when she doesn't get what she wants?
Because the author is writing Ruby being violent and aggressive as a rejection of her being in a heat for Valley's musk.
Ew, just
Yes.
Sneaky, I think I found that clip you were talking about where she's French.
Yes.
From Nansa's Kaleidoscope, like several hundred, 184 chapters in.
That's another good one. That was another good story.
Yeah, this is the only one I could find that says she's French and penniless saint in the same thing.
Well, that might have been it then. It's possible I was
that
mixing
was
stories as well.
pretty well done.
But you know, that one's actually pretty good too. He updates with like a 2K word chapter every night. So, you know.
Oh, good for him. As a general rule, though, you probably shouldn't focus this much on the sexuality of. I assume she's underage.
Ruby is currently 15. Yes.
Well, in general, if this is posted on fanfiction.net, you probably shouldn't be doing that. This is Wattpad and AO3 stuff. That might be more your speed, Mrs. Author,
Mr. Author, I believe.
It's a guy. Okay, it's a guy.
I mean, anime profile picture.
I remind you, Sakura Demon Alchemist Chan.
What?
It's a female author on fanfiction.net. That is the definition of horny on main.
Oh, I'm aware of SDA's horny on main behavior.
It's just the amount of yaoi some people write, and the weird.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense type stuff. No. Generally speaking, fanfiction.net it's not as Puritan. Some places.
Honestly, I am hoping and praying for the day that I either can get enough money to buy out fanfiction.net, or I can my petition for mod powers is someday granted, because I will absolutely make this website a Puritan fanfiction website again. I will purge so many fucking authors and so many fucking stories.
There shall only be halal fanfiction left.
Indeed. I'm just so fucking sick of some of the shit that's on here. It's like I'm fucking sick of it. Some of it's so fucking awful.
I just for me, I understand everyone's got to start somewhere, but I do really wish we maybe enforce the segregation of where authors start a bit more.
Well, it's sort of like if you're gonna draw porn, you know, you draw porn and you go on Rule 34 or something. If you draw furry shit, it's Furland or something, whatever. There's a website for it.
Infinity?
Yeah, sure.
Well, there's several actually.
And you know, if you just want to be cringe, you just go on DeviantArt and you just kind of draw whatever, because it's DeviantArt, and the only thing you can't draw on DeviantArt is uncensored cock.
You can draw everything else though.
Yeah, apparently you can just draw everything else though, according to my the front page.
I do remember there being a lot of good art on DeviantArt back in the day.
It's all you get the entire spectrum. You get everything from someone slamming their face on paint and drawing some real top tier ass garbage like you fucking disproportionate monster humans, all the way up to Jesus Christ, this person is drawing the next fucking like Mona Lisa. And it's just like, what the hell is this range? But anyway, point being is that each website has their rules, and shockingly, the rules that they do have, they tend to enforce. And honestly, fanfiction.net's like one of the only places that I've seen not enforce their rules properly.
Now, is that because they specifically don't want to have any rules, or because they just don't have a mod staff, or what?
From my understanding, they have a very apathetic mod staff that's also extremely small.
It's a bit of
there has been purges in the past, but it usually was like in one giant sweep, and then that's it. Like nothing would change past that for like the next year. So with the massive inclusion of ads on fanfiction.net, I can only assume that they don't exactly have the ability to pay their mods or to have mods at all in the first place. So,
they do it for free.
Yeah. See, the thing is, though, is like they are a tax exempt company under like the 5013C thing, whatever. And that comes with stipulations, and one of those stipulations is that all of the content accessible from the website is safe for work. So yeah. That's why they used to ban porn in the past, is because they had to keep their 5013C status to not get shafted.
Is that like officially on the site that you can look up, or is that like something you can have to go digging?
It's something I had to go really digging for.
Okay, yeah, because I was trying to explain that to someone on another server. He was just getting so indignant over like the porn purge and shit. He was like saying censorship, and I'm like, that's part of the server rules and shit. So,
well, see, here's the thing: like, freedom of speech is great and all. However, you have to set rules. You just do.
This isn't a speech issue. This is an association issue. This is, our site does not wish to be known as a pornographic site.
Right, exactly. And there is a line between freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of blah blah blah, and your censorship, shall we say. So saying that someone can't come in to your building that you sell, I don't know, popcorn at, and saying that they're not allowed to sit there and take a shit on the floor, and call it art, or, start doing a strip dance or some shit. You're allowed to do that, and it doesn't infringe upon their freedom of expression or freedom of ability to congregate or whatever it's called.
Freedom of association and freedom of assembly.
Like, it doesn't infringe upon that shit because you, as a business, have to uphold certain decorum, effectively.
Well, it's not just decorum. Private businesses have a right to do, like, for instance,
right?
Even if you're in a state with the laxest gun laws in the world, if you put up the appropriate signage, you can prevent people from bringing a firearm, loaded or unloaded, etc., holstered or unholstered, etc., from not bringing it. From bringing it on your property.
Right. No, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say, though. That's why I said decorum, because I can't really think of a good word for it. But effectively, it's not censorship because you are setting a standard. You're not trying to suppress someone. You're just saying, hey, look.
Preserving your reputation.
Yeah, you're basically saying, hey, look, I do not like this thing. You can come into my place as much and as often as you want, but you need to do the following things for me to permit you to continue to do so.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, actually, this is a legal precedent because U.S. law is derived from English common law. We actually know where this comes from because in English common law, your reputation is part of your property. You own
True.
your reputation.
Yes.
So if someone damages your reputation, this is where we also get things like libel and defamation. They have damaged your property, and so a business has a legal right to protect its reputation. It's why you can't go and say, "Oh, this business is a front for Pizzagate" or whatever.
Right.
That could be construed as defamation. So this is also where you get the whole, Twitter and Facebook can ban whoever they want. They're private companies. Yes and no. But what it comes down to is if your activity either infringes on the rights of other people or damages the property of other people, that is where it can be restricted. And another thing is, it is actually quite legal to say there is a fire in a crowded theater.
Yeah, I always hate that example because it's completely legal to do so.
It is, however, that example's been misused over time. What it is that's not an example of you're not allowed to say X. What it is it's supposed to be used as an illustration of freedom of expression, not freedom from consequences, right?
Yeah,
because
but
if you
that's-
shout
but-
fire in a crowded theater,
Right, but that's not what people
and
say
there's
it
no
as.
fire, and there's a stampede and someone dies,
You are held responsible. Yeah, but
or
that-
even if no one dies, any damages, etc.
yeah, anything that anything that occurs. Yeah, but that's not how people use it. They say it's what do I hear these days? It's just like it's illegal to say fire in a crowded theater. Like they literally point out that it's illegal to say fire in a crowded theater, but it's not illegal.
No, because what is required is either reckless indifference or malicious intent.
Yeah,
You-
which are
you have to
two completely
criminal
separate
standard.
things that are completely separate from anything you're saying.
Yeah, because theoretically, if you do anything with reckless indifference or negligence, for example, a doctor, then a surgery could result in civil or criminal penalties. It is not that speech or
Yeah,
activity
Woodrow
is
Wilson is a
regular.
pretty fucking terrible president. Fair enough. Underplayed
Yes,
creations.
but anyway, it's time to move on with the
Yeah.
story.
But
fan fiction, not law. I got you, bro.
fan fiction.
No,
is,
I look at this. If you want to have a non-human main character, then that in and of itself, you need to firmly establish. And if you're going to go into the sexualities of non-human beings,
Yeah.
my advice is, as always, make it kind of boring.
Also, no, the advice should be don't, but
Have you never been like Aliens, for example? Aliens is about a horny on main black latex dominatrix wanting to make babies, and I think we can all agree that's.
I hate you for that example.
I think we can all agree it's time to move the fuck on.
I think we can all agree that
No, Alvor.
Alvor and the
I
rest
think
of
it-
us
I think we
all
can all
saw
agree that Alvor's
very
lost the
different
right to
movies called Aliens.
Alvori, what the hell's wrong with you?
Alvor
Yeah,
went to the Triple X section, and the rest of us stuck with Blockbuster.
You know what? Actually, you're gonna get here in a roundabout way. So stick with me here. Fuck the new Predator movie.
Oh yeah, no, fuck the new Predator movie.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
watch
it's,
movies in general.
it's dumb.
Native
Okay,
American?
here's the
Does anyone
problem.
care?
They decided that for the new Predator movie, he's going to be fighting Native Americans.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid. Oh, that I heard about that. Okay.
Like, there was hardly any excuse for him to lose when he was fighting people with guns and his suit was tanking bullets. Like, I don't care if it's 200 years in the past. He still has a neoprene stealth suit or whatever. So,
Real talk,
no.
Predator wears
There's-
bikini armor.
We don't talk about that.
Oh,
Wow.
All right, well, I solved that problem. We no longer have to hear anything horrible from Alvor.
Someone
Thank you.
unmute him. So I want to read you guys the rest of this author's story so you can really understand what kind of person this author is.
A subhuman.
Oh
we know.
god.
So they quote themselves multiple times in their own bio.
Yeah.
Some very pithy quotes, like, some would ask, why type this? Simple, why not? I can think of 110 reasons. I'll defeat you with the power of friendship. If that doesn't work, I'll use the gun I found. Again, very cringe because you're taking an actually funny saying and making it worse.
I think that was in someone's like a really popular story.
No, the quote he is poorly quoting is, "I will defeat you with the power of friendship and this gun I found," to which the villain goes, "Wait a second, what did you just say?" And they go, "The power of friendship." And they go, "No, the thing after that." "What, the gun I found?" That's the full quote.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's the
Sneaky.
joke.
I will defeat you with the power of my two best friends, Smith and Wesson.
Indeed. I mean, that is the D&D campaign we're literally playing, which, by the way, we do have another D&D campaign lined up when we all inevitably kill ourselves in this campaign. And currently, I'm going to be building Johnny Bravo. And I'm going to make Faceless regret living and allowing me to do this.
Hey, you know what I'm
Excellent.
regretting? Us not continuing with our stupid show. Let's keep it there.
I'm sorry, Atin.
No, listen, we got back onto a
don't be
D&D
sorry.
tangent, and I also took
Yeah.
us on a tangent, but guess what? There's garbage to read,
Indeed.
gentlemen.
So anyway, they
Yeah.
proceed to... I love how they attribute this quote to themselves, as if they somehow came up with this quote.
Technically, it is a "My OC do not steal" quote.
No,
So,
violence isn't the answer, it's the question, and the answer is yes, is a very old
Yeah, I was
quote.
gonna say, that is super fucking common.
no, that's
That's
That-
not
that's-
from them. That's not an OC original quote.
I meant the one before where they modified it just slightly.
Oh, yeah, I know
that reminds me of the early 2000s. It's like when I think I first heard the violence isn't the answer.
Yeah, because then they follow that up with a totally their own quote as well, guys. You gotta believe him. If violence isn't working, you just need to use more violence. They totally came up with that themselves. Aren't they so clever? That's never been said by anyone ever before. And then he's quoting Flash Gits here for a life inspirational quote. "Every fiber of my evolutionary being is repulsed by the genetic weakness demonstrated by your face." That's a very inspirational quote, is it not? Do you not feel the urge to evolve?
I
I
have to
feel the
ask,
urge to evolve a machine gun.
Are we bullying
Oh,
a teenager
I
right
wish.
now?
If anyone
what?
wishes, don't worry.
They signed up to a public website.
Don't worry. I'm about to make you completely wash those worries away, Alvor. Serious question. If anyone wants to make a reaction fic to my story, please PM me. I'm interested.
Author.
Excellent.
Do you
will
still feel
create a time
sorry for
machine.
them?
And join the SS.
Reaction fics were such a mistake.
They are terrible. I hate them.
They're like post-meta commentary.
They
That
really,
is the
yeah.
most boring
They are
part.
post-ironic, post-meta commentary.
At least J-Reg is funny when he does it.
Well, that's because it's his whole shtick, you know? He's
Yeah.
funny schizophrenia man, and everything
Don't
he
you mean
says is
Junior
wacky.
Egg? Sir, J-Reg died. Junior Egg is all that exists now.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I don't follow that. He lost me when he made the like 5,000 different interlinked videos you had to click through.
That was pretty funny, though.
Yeah,
it was.
it was.
I got
He
very
was the guy who
confused.
did Roses of the Death God? Fuck.
For travel.
Not J-Reg, this guy.
Wait, you read Roses of the Death God?
No, I've seen it in passing, and I remember the name, but I never read the damn thing because it looked boring as hell.
It's
and I'm
so cringe. Like the word count on these stories is baffling. That's one more thing I wanted to talk about Rose Dragon Empress. So this story has been ongoing for we're actually approaching 3 years now for this story. He has written 180k words. with 34 chapters. So about 10 chapters a year, so about 1 chapter a month it comes out to, right? This dude has spent nearly an entire year on non-combat, romance, horny on main subplot.
Bruh.
You can't do that. You lose so much momentum, and I struggle with that myself because I like subplots. I have about 20 in one of my stories. I love it because I'm trying to do a Game of Thrones story. But at the same time,
but there's a big difference between a Game of Thrones story having side plots and horny on main, and
Also, by the way, in the latest chapter, Ruby grew again, and she's now 6'3" and has double E-cup breasts.
I mean, if that's important to communicate,
Double
I
ecom
suppose
isn't a thing. God fucking damn it. Actually, wait, maybe it is in Britain.
Also, everyone who wants to write, if you're in the audience, breasts are heavy and they hurt your back when they reach a certain size.
like even
True.
at C, they can cause back problems. Like, they don't have to be very large at all.
Yeah, because you've got this giant amount of flesh at the very top of your body, overbalancing you, and it can just be very uncomfortable. So if you want to make a female character very well endowed, I suggest either giving her some form of super strength or a really, really excellent brassiere, because God knows
I'm
she's going
sorry,
to need
I'm
it.
just baffled by this guy's most recently updated story. So this story is called Fairy Fire, a fairy tale redo story. Slayer magic, the mightiest magic proclaimed to take on the most powerful beings in the universe, such as dragons, demons, and gods, are not out of danger for those who use Slayer magic, as they become the very thing they slay. So now I'm actually introducing grammatical corrections to this guy's story summary, just so you can understand how fucking stupid this is.
You know it's horrible when Sneaky is correcting someone's grammar.
A lost magic for a good reason. Since there are so few people that can use it, it's called a myth. But what if more people could use Slayer magic?
Well, that would kind of ruin the point of everything.
Yes,
I mean,
but
we'd get a lot more Lena inverses.
But here's the thing, though, is if anyone who's aware of Fairy Tale would know, pretty much fucking everyone has Slayer magic. Like, literally every single fucking arc has had the main villain have Slayer magic.
Naturally, artificially, doesn't
Both.
matter.
Sometimes. But yeah, literally, whether it's artificial, natural, or both, the fucking villain cast always ends up with Slayer magic. So many fucking Slayers are popping up by the time I quit reading Fairy Tale that it was like, oh, this is a mega tournament. Everyone's gonna be fighting in here, and like the top 16 people fighting are all Slayers.
Nerf Slayer magic OP.
And it's just like, oh, what if more people could use Slayer magic? I'm like, how much fucking more people do you need to use Slayer magic for your story? Jesus Christ!
What even is Slayer magic?
So
Because
basically,
I've
Slayer
never
magic
read-
in Fairy Tale is where so everyone has a magic affinity, I guess you could call it, where it's like card magic or word magic, or, you know, basically everyone starts off as this unmolded clay, and sometimes they might have accents in their personality or whatever that starts to flavor their magic, that makes their magic lean towards one thing or another. But by becoming a mage, you basically set your magic type in stone. Where, you know, I'm going to become a gun mage, so all I can do now is spells revolving around guns, but no one else can do spells revolving around guns unless they're also a gun mage. You understand what I'm saying? So Slayer magic specifically is someone who unaligns their magic to the point where they start to make it take on the traits of whatever they're supposed to kill.
That's
So if they
No.
are, say, a fire dragon slayer, their magic takes on the properties that allows them to kill and replace a fire dragon.
So this is probably a stupid question.
I
Is
don't
that-
remember that at all. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, this is all later on lore.
Is
Okay.
it basically just specific?
so when they
copy
got to
magic?
like the black god slaying flame or whatever,
Yeah.
just a mini god in training.
Yes.
Which, by the way, when they got there, I was so mad. Like, oh my god.
Also, all the dragon slayers are from the future.
Most of them are, I believe.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the basic gist I remember was that
Oh, don't
Most-
tell me this is some Natsu is his own dad shit.
no,
Maybe.
he's
Actually.
the brother of an immortal.
Oh, yeah, right. That's what it was.
Yeah, Natsu
Right.
died as a kid. His brother made fucked up and used very dark magic, cursed to be an immortal and kill everything around him. Natsu became a demon that got sent to the future by Igneal.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's... the
That
lore of
got
fairy tale's really fucking stupid, and there's a
So
reason...
much more
I-
idiotic.
Yeah,
I think I stopped halfway into the arc where the dragons showed back up
yeah,
when it's revealed that, oh yeah, the dragons are a future problem.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I read
problem
Fairy
that-
Tale to the end partially out of boredom and part just to see where it went. It was a thing.
Yeah, there's a reason why I don't even read fairy tale fan fictions. It's just so fucking... The lore is just... It's
Too
like
much.
it's like someone took drugs and then started writing the lore, but they didn't have whatever Bethesda has going on to regulate it, and so what came out was just literal madman ravings. No
so
filter.
basically, the
Bethesda
editor
had
also
to
got their hands on the
regulate
drugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
The editor was invited cordially to join the drug party.
Indeed. Yeah, pretty much.
They
So,
didn't expect him to accept.
Yeah. I've read the wiki and it says Slayer magic is rare, so haha, you're wrong, Kappa. Yeah. Yeah. It's rare, but only all of the top mages are Slayers.
Well, I mean, hang on. I mean, that makes sense. It's some of the strongest stuff, and
Right,
if
but that's
it's
like saying
slow-
like, oh, Olympic athletes are rare. It's like, I mean, yes, proportionally speaking, based on the,
Yeah.
based
rare, but
on the population of the entire world to how many Olympic athletes participate in the Olympics, but that's still hundreds of athletes. Like,
And you're gonna find a lot of them at the Olympics, that's for sure.
yeah, it's just like, okay, but that's not like
Damn! The Olympic Village is full of Olympians, brah.
yeah, bro, it's wild. But like my point being is that it's like, yes, it's rare, but that's like being like, oh yeah, there's only a couple thousand serial killers. What if there were more? It's like is a couple thousand not enough?
No, it's never.
I
enough.
mean, that's not necessarily a good comparison because serial killers are pretty much always bad.
Well, is there a moral requirement to being a slayer?
No.
I think you just had to kill something.
Mostly some of the worst people in existence are Slayers. It's pretty
I
much
mean-
just Natsu, who's not a terrible person.
I mean,
The-
Wendy.
What about Wendy?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Doesn't she
There was
go
this-
crazy at one
Wendy's
point and mind
nuts.
control people?
No, she's a wind user.
Yeah, that's what I said. Doesn't she go crazy at some point and mind control people?
No,
No, she might have been mind controlled at some point.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
definitely
There was
definitely there was
also
a point
the
where she was mind controlled.
there was also the negative universe version of them where she actually was a horrible person there.
Oh yes, that's what I'm remembering. Yeah.
He
But-
Yeah,
does.
you know,
Oh, sweet.
I think-
Mirrorverse is one of my favorite episodes of Star Trek.
you know, the biggest problem with
See,
saying
this
it's
wasn't
rare
that
is they
because
don't
didn't all have
show it's rare.
goatees.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's basically what my point. Okay, so that's a better phrasing of my point. It's they don't show it's rare because every single mage they meet happens to be
Yeah,
a slayer.
Like, as weird as it is, the Naruto Shippuden anime fix this, where it's like, people like the Kages and Madara are freaks of nature. How do we show this? Madara mows through hundreds of shootings and
A
jonins.
better
That's
way
how.
to put it would be it would be like a journalist or something in the Olympic Village talking about how rare Olympic athletes are as they just proceed to interview like 32 Olympic athletes in a row.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well,
You know,
they
it
don't really
doesn't
feel
help.
rare, do they?
It doesn't help that the Fairy Tail Guild has like 6 to 8 slayers by the tournament arc as well.
Yeah, somewhere around there,
They're collecting them like they're candy.
yeah.
Guys, if I collect a full set of elemental slayers, I get the secret bonus slayer.
Shut the fuck up, Jin.
Oh man. So, I think the big point here is when you're making a goulash, don't use too many ingredients. It spoils the whole dish.
More or less. Anyway, it wouldn't be the story itself is not interesting. What if more people could use Slayer magic? All right, so what do we have? Like 5 fire dragon slayers running around, all shooting fire at people in the exact same way? Because, like, what would that change? Nothing.
I mean, isn't this a world where your average magic user is already capable of godlike feats?
Yeah.
Compared
So-
to other people, yes.
What would change if they just do those things slightly differently?
I remember one of the characters literally could like turn into a transformer or some shit, so that was like fucking wild.
Based. It's got the
Yeah, I don't really know what would change.
real pussy.
I can't really come up with yeah. So anyway, the next story. Roses of the Death Goddess. Dying wasn't what you'd expected for travel. What?
Summaries are important, people.
No, they're not.
Dying wasn't what you expected for travel.
As a way to travel, I guess he means. But,
I
I
guess.
And I
This is what Ruby experienced landing in Karakura Town. Traveling?
More like you violently get murdered by a furry and then find out your entire conception of reality is wrong.
This is part of
Because-
the reason why I never bothered with this fic, because it was just so stupidly written as a summary.
Yeah, but it was only the beginning where this simple soul met the Strawberry Protector. God, I hate that. I hate that nickname so fucking much. I hate Japanese word puns.
Well,
Two
the
nicks
thing
wasn't
is,
enough.
Ichigo, as a word pun, works exactly once in the actual Japanese because their language is nonsense.
Yeah.
Literally, Kokoro, 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 Kokoro. Mr. Kokoro down the street got eaten by a crocodile, and so
well,
they're
I mean, considering English as buffalo, whatever, how many times, and
Well,
it
see,
makes a sense.
we have
we don't.
prepositions.
Yeah, well, hang on.
Like that, like as far as I'm aware, that's not
Yeah.
a thing in modern English anymore. Like that's
No. Look, fucking buffalo is a grammatically correct sentence in English.
No,
I
it's not.
genuinely did not know that
Yeah,
thing.
it literally is. Suck my nuts.
I
It's
would-
in the Discord chat.
All right. I'm not saying I don't
Suck my
believe
fucking
that.
nuts.
because that sounds absolutely cancerous.
Presented as an example about how homonyms and homophones can be used to create a complicated linguistic construct. Adjective, proper noun refers to
Okay,
a
but that's
place
just
named
someone
Buffalo.
saying buffalo 6,000
Verb,
times.
buffalo,
It's not the
meaning
same thing
to
as
baffle.
Japanese, where they're saying the same word 7 times and it's a different thing every time. That's just
Yeah.
No,
the meaning of
actually
buffalo
builds
has
a
not
fucking
been
sentence.
altered.
Yeah, because buffalo has
I
several
didn't know
different meanings,
buffalo was
just
the
like in
verb.
Japanese.
Yeah,
No,
in
buffalo. That's the point. Buffalo
American
doesn't have
English.
different
I'm
meanings.
interested by this.
It literally does. It has 3 meanings.
When did buffalo gain the term bully in American English?
There's a link on the Wikipedia page. I'll read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had other linguistically complex, like for example, neko no ko koneko shishi no kojishi, which can be written with the same character 12 times. Yeah, Japanese is absolutely.
It has a lot more of them, sure, but English also has some of them.
Yeah, but see,
The
the thing
thing
is
is-
the difference between English and Japanese is that English doesn't have this. Like, buffalo, buffalo, buffalo is a explicitly unique thing. Like, there is no other word in the English language you can say 9 times in a row. Now, don't get me wrong. There is dumb shit like that is it. Because it's using the English ability to jump between subjects and nouns and shit like that.
Unironically, my mother has a doctorate in English. She would probably hit you if you came at her with this.
Yeah, but because it's buffalo 7 times is specifically abusing how English words are constructed to write the word buffalo 7 times to turn it into a sentence.
There's nothing
times.
special about the
8
number.
times.
Any sentence consisting solely of the word buffalo can be grammatically correct.
Grammatical correctness is different from being capable of using it.
By the rules of the language.
Right, but the
Right.
difference here is if you go up to someone and say buffalo 8 times, they're gonna look at you weird. But in Japanese, if you go up to someone and do kokoro, they're gonna go, wait, how did Kokoro get killed by a crocodile?
I mean, not necessarily. I wouldn't say that it would immediately be like, oh yeah, that makes complete perfect sense.
Well, I mean, if someone named
they
Mr.
would be
Coco is
desperate.
living on their street, and yes, they would probably be very confused as to why you're telling them they got killed by a crocodile. But like I said, it's all about context. And the Japanese
I'm
play
saying
off
they
of...
wouldn't initially parse Coco, whatever the fuck.
Yes, but the
as a
Japanese
complete
also
sentence.
specifically use their own language's weird mechanisms about word similarities as their point of jokes.
Yeah, it's also a form of art. Is writing a single word that has multiple layers of meaning.
Yeah, English doesn't do that. Like, that's like there's no comedy form in English about saying the word chair 9 times and somehow structuring a sentence out of it.
Actually, that sounds like that'd be a hella frustrating game show right there.
It probably would be a very amusing game show, don't get me wrong, but it probably wouldn't have too many episodes.
Probably not.
There's a lot of nerds out there.
True.
Yeah, but you can't get the nerds because then
We
no
have
one's
too
going
many
to
of them in this
understand
one
it.
chat.
You have to get the dumbasses.
I hate this fucking language.
What,
I
English
hate
or
my
Japanese?
I hate my native language.
Oh,
I
okay,
hate it.
fair enough.
It sucks.
Too bad. At least you
Also-
don't have technically infinite words.
True.
Because both in Norwegian and German you can have compound words to infinity.
Oh, I think
Theoretically, of
I
course.
think you underestimate the stupid Americans' ability to just make new words.
I mean, no. You can make new words all you fucking want, but you guys can't just put words together.
Yeah, so you see, Max,
and
in
make a coherent
Norwegian,
word.
they just play Jenga until the word completes.
Yeah, look, Look, the longest word in German that's recognized as grammatically correct is like 80 something letters long, right?
Base.
In Norwegian, it's like 60 something. For English, it's like 30 something. I don't remember them exactly, but like 30, 40 letters. So, yeah.
Question: does Norwegian use gendered language?
Yes,
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean,
we do.
that right there explains why you guys
Oh.
are so much longer.
Yeah.
German.
Oh, why?
What?
I'm assuming he looked up the word.
Well, yeah,
Well, first
German is
off-
awful.
No,
Oh,
not
even
German.
German's
I'm
not
looking at
good.
the longest word in trusted dictionaries, and I discovered that the longest string of letters is actually a chemical name for a protein and has 189,000 letters.
Yeah.
I hate humans sometimes. Have I talked to you
Yeah.
about that recently, Sneaky? How much I hate humanity
Yeah.
sometimes?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this, Massachusetts? What is this lake?
Don't ask.
You shouldn't be asking that.
Post it in the chat.
Yeah. Well, Max, try pronouncing this.
Sneaky. Here, press the little pronouns button for this lake in Massachusetts on
Oh,
the Webster
sweet.
Dictionary.
Yeah.
Fucking listen to that.
What in the absolute fuck?
Chargogagog,
What is this, Art? This is bullshit. This is not language. This is gibberish.
I feel like this is
Caveman
specifically, taken from the language of Native Americans who inhabited the area. It's been spelled many different ways. Yeah, so I'm feeling this is really a practical joke played upon the settlers.
Chargogagog, Manchagogagog.
It could be a case of hill, because there's one hill in England.
Lanfjord something.
Yeah, it's like
Wales.
Hill Torhampton or something, because the 4 different languages just called it Hill, and when invaders showed up, they were like, "It's a hill," and they're like, "Oh, that's the name."
I mean, you also have the longest Welsh place name.
Yeah, we don't talk about that city.
Now, that was pretty funny, though. I did introduce my family to the fact that the reason that we have, like, 9 different rivers called Big River.
Oh, that's...
Oh yeah, we do, don't we?
At least it's practical in the moment.
Well, yeah, but the reason why we have 9 different rivers called Big River is because one country is like, oh yeah, that's the Big River in their language. But then when someone else comes up, they're like, oh, what's that river called? They're like, oh, that's the Big River. And they're like, oh, the Big River. Because they don't understand the language, so they're just like, oh, what the name of this river plus the word river. So that boom, I have fixed it. That is
Yes, we should in fact nuke Spain.
Big River.
Yes.
I hope there are aliens out there, just so that one day in the future, this planet will be called like Terra Earth
Terra Earth
something.
Yeah. But we did that shit for the deserts as well, like the Sahara Desert's just the desert.
Yeah. There's more than one desert out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's like a lot of places are just called native language for the word.
Yep.
This is the mountain. Oh, that's the hill. Oh, that's the lake.
Yeah. To be fair, the Romans started it. The river Avon.
Yeah.
Which is river.
It's all the fucking Romans' fault.
Well, no, because the Romans called the river Avon.
No, the British called, Britons, Celts, whatever the fuck you want to call them, called the river Avon, because Avon is river in their language. So Romans were like, hey, what's this river called? And they said Avon.
Right,
It's the river Avon now.
Yeah. And then the British kept up that tradition when they went to other countries, and they're like, hey, what's this river called?
As with many things in history, it can be directly traced back to the goddamn Romans.
Goddamn
Those
British.
Filthy early Italians.
True.
We should have known that if the Italians grew too powerful, they would simply turn on themselves.
Fuck, oh god.
We should have seen the signs. It was there before Christ.
It's true.
Anyway, so
let's go back
Naruto
up.
Ruby's story called The Road to Power. Oh, sorry.
No.
My bad. I didn't finish the summary for that other one. That got us really distracted. She will meet trial and battle beyond like a remnant, all while becoming something more than simple soul. It time to go Bankai, hybrid, strong Ruby, strong OP Ichigo. Okay, so this is another thing. Why do people still, in the year of 2022, write their stories with the words OP Ichigo in the summary? Literally, Ichigo, at the end of canon, is so strong that their son, at the age of 5, can just cut reality in half.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna come in here and be like, oh, by the way, my Ichigo is gonna be a little bit OP. It's like, what do you mean by those words?
Ichigo kind of stopped being the underdog after Aizen.
I can only assume that
Yeah.
they put the OP tag
Like-
just to kind of like say he's not gonna be a wimp at the start. He's gonna be strong. Straight
But he
out.
was never a wimp at the start. Like,
I know. I'm just trying to rationalize. like, the whole-
literally
whole
at the
point.
start, in episode fucking 1, Ruby gives Ichigo her powers, and Ichigo pulls out his sword, and Rukia goes, holy shit, why is he so strong already? Like, he literally starts off being stronger than like 70% of the Soul Society soldiers. And people are like, nah, Ichigo gotta be stronger. Dude, literally in the first month of his existence as a soul, what the fuck, the Soul Reaper.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking straight up fights a captain. People who have trained
Lives.
hundreds of years. He straight up fights a fucking captain in the first month of being a Soul Reaper. And people still come out and are like, yeah, this story, Ichigo's gonna be OP in it. And then in 2022, people still come out and say, this is gonna be an OP Ichigo story. It's like, motherfucker, he is so beyond strong by the time canon's over that he could probably click his fingers and create an entire new realm.
You know
Yeah,
what? That'd be a great way to start a crossover.
Yeah, honestly, it would actually, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Nikki,
Like I only just say like they say OPS star just like the only reason I could assume that they have him as say OPS star is like he's bodying Captain straight out with no trouble somehow.
Sneaky,
Right.
here's
Even
an
then,
idea.
that's a stretch.
Here's an idea. You take Bleach and you replace Ichigo with Virgil.
True. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Is he the storm that approaches?
Provokes. Black Cloud of Isolation.
Indeed. So yeah, Road to Power. Ruby is a Naruto Ruby's cross. Ruby has a much more powerful legacy than anyone would believe, and that is revealed when she is brought to a man claiming to be her great-grandfather. The man claims to be her great-grandfather, and so people just bring Ruby to him?
That's ladies and gentlemen, I see a very dark windowless van in the
Yeah.
immediate future.
Yeah. That man's name is Madara Uchiha.
Of course it is.
Fucking damn it. I am going
Blessed
to
with the
drink more.
legendary Silver Sharingan.
Allah willing, we shall smite the fanfiction.
She
author.
will shake the world Watch as the rise of Ruby Rose Uchiha into the new god of shinobi, and perhaps come face to face with those beyond humanity. So A, cringe. B, why is there an OC located in this character tag? C, anyone that has hyphenated names is cringe.
Indeed. Oh no, Jin, no.
Ruby is brought to
Jin, no.
Mockery's so
Oh no, please.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
It will be funny.
I mean, look, actually, if a girl split apart into rose petals in front of me, and Zoken ambles up and is like, "Ah, yes, this is my great granddaughter," I'll be like, "That's believable."
You know what? That's a fair
Understandable.
point.
No,
It's a
that-
mage family.
That
That
would
actually-
only be believable if you knew that Zoken was just a pile of worms.
I mean, which, to be fair, actually a fair number of people did.
Yeah. Look, alright, you look at Soken, and you look at Joe Biden, and tell me, what's the difference?
Zoken is prettier.
A little bit, actually, yeah.
Biden probably has more worms inside him, to be honest.
But no, I mean, like, pretty much, no, because if I'm remembering Fate Zero right, like, half of the masters there were totally aware that Zoken was, not exactly human anymore.
I mean,
It
they knew
was-
he wasn't, like, completely human. I
Well,
don't think
they-
anyone
they-
knew he was just a worm.
Yeah.
Pile
They
of
knew
worms.
something was up because that was the original. Like he was
He's
in the
been
original
there
war.
forever.
Yeah.
But
They're
So
like,
they know
he's
something's up,
done
but don't know
some-
exactly what it is.
But we don't know what. They're like,
Also, apparently,
If-
new
okay,
lore,
if
to make this
anyone-
even worse,
What?
oh, gee.
yeah, new lore about
Yeah.
Zoken, apparently, I was reading somewhere, possibly, that, Zoken's worm familiar thing is actually from, like, the Demon Barbados, maybe?
Oh my god. Alright.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
gonna find
so
out what
that's
Tinder is.
something
I'll be right back.
tied to Fake Grand Order lore.
Yeah.
That
That's tied to
Goetta left like a hidden code where each of the individual like demon pillars he can command lurks within within like a majority of the magic crests and shit.
Oh, that is so fucking cringe.
Yes, and it basically it is only in like Fake Grand Order that the crests activate. So
Alright. That's
we have like only in one other like alt story where one of the supposed crest bearers who would become a demon pillar commits suicide to this somehow because each of the crests prevent them from like ending or something in order to wait for the opportune time to activate or whatever. It's
I'm
a bunch of
glad
extra
that
stuff.
I'm glad that most things in Fate, when it's not Fate Stay Night, just splits up and's like these are the new rules. And
I
these
just
rules
kinda
pretty much
treat it-
only apply to this version.
Somewhat sorta, yeah.
Like even Caldea's systems, like why does it work here? Oh, because the guy who made Caldea wished on the Grail for it.
Yeah.
Or at
Yeah,
least
like-
he wished for the money to make it possible.
That's the slight thing I kind of like about Fake Grand Order because they're not playing the full rules as everything, but they're kind of just working on their own mechanics, and they
All
make
of them
it
do
kind of
that. Like
clear.
Apocrypha also is like it has the same summoning rules, but we've added on to it
Yeah.
Yeah, they just
for a bigger
Mhm.
royale.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's just kind of like here's an extra feature that didn't get activated in the main plot story, and it's like fine, whatever.
But Max, the real question here is, are they gonna chug jug?
Get the fuck out, Sneaky.
Sneaky. Will we be for Hard Night Gamers?
Bring me to your Xbox today.
I hate
Yeah,
you.
you know,
both.
by the way, about like the Masters knowing about Zoken, if anyone was gonna know,
You
it
can't
probably
take me
would
to
be
Moisty Myers,
Kiritsugu
Sneaky,
and
but not Loot Lake.
maybe Waver's teacher. Caneth,
Caneth?
that was his name. Caneth might know, but
I don't
But-
think Canis would know because
Yeah.
the only
Zoken is in a backwater country.
Yeah,
He
Kenneth
came
didn't
from
know.
Russia.
you're right,
Oh.
Caneth wouldn't.
No.
I'm fairly certain.
And Zoken
Fairly
like
certain the
5
uncle knew.
generations.
I'm fairly certain the uncle knew after everything that went down.
I mean, he was part of the family, so kinda understandable why
No,
he
he was part of Sakura and Rin's family. He was part of the branch. He went to Zoken and agreed to the whole worm implant.
Arya? He was part of
Yeah.
the Mato.
Was
Yes.
he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was childhood friend, and I think with
oh,
and the
okay.
wife
Well,
of
then
Yeah.
Rin
he
and Rin's
definitely would
mom.
have known that
Yeah.
then.
Well, see, the
And
thing
that's
is
why he
that even
left.
if you didn't know that Zoken was only made up of his familiars, you still knew that Zoken had his whole like giant familiar swarm thing.
Yeah,
And so
there was
a understandable evolution of that might be someone that can split into something.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So if
I
someone
if
said,
you're-
worms.
look, when it comes to Magi, I'm gonna be like, okay, this guy's claiming that it's his granddaughter. Okay, look, they have similar magics, weird ass eyes. Yeah, sure. But anyway, his next story is even dumber. The Traveler specifically resurrects Ruby into a guardian, and only Ruby, supposedly, according to this summary, so she can fight Salem.
That's stupid.
Yeah, considering the fact that canonically Guardians don't have instinctual knowledge of how to use their abilities, they actually just gain that through.
Yeah, no, they don't. Like, they kind
Yeah.
of have to be told or given an idea. Like, some shit is instinctual. Like, apparently you can just make grenades with light and shit. But other than that, yeah, no, you kind of have to be told or given some basic explanation.
Yeah, the idea, because if you actually read all of the class descriptions, the idea is that in the background, when you're not going off and saving multiple planets / the solar system, you're part of a group. Like the Solar Knights and shit like that, and they all like train together in these powers, and that's why you can use those powers, because you're part of this group that is purely background lore that has these powers.
As far as I know, that is somewhat true. Though I think it's a bit dubious on that regard because a lot of the classes and shit I feel like are just people lean to one group and it just become a sort of they all do the same kind of shtick. There's never really. I don't think there was ever explained as to how there was like a golden gun group of hunters and shit. Just that people just started copying and molding it like that.
Well, I mean that's pretty much how it is. If you're a group of hunters and you all like fire a lot, and one of you figures out how to use fire via the light, right? And then so they explain it to everyone else, and then everyone else starts trying shit. Some people start like throwing like shurikens of fire, and one guy was like, "What if I just infuse my gun with a dick bucket of fire?" And then boom! Holy shit!
No, it's not actually sneaky. It's not even infusing the gun. It's just making a gun out of fire.
Right, you know what I mean, though, right? It's like someone's trying something, and it worked really well, and everyone really liked it, so everyone's like, "I'm gonna start doing that."
Well, it's like, right, because it's like, oh, all warlocks are supposed to be crazy, smart, sciencey fucking nerds who understand the light on a deep level. Well, then why is every motherfucker running around with Nova Bomb or Arc Lightning or Dawn Blade? Well, because those
Those worked really
that dude
well.
figured out how to make wings out of fire, fly around with it, and shoot exploding bolts of fire with his sword.
All right, so we got Mr. Destiny lore expert here helping us out in chat. He says it's hard canon that in Destiny, the Traveler needs Guardians to be blank slates and to come to the idea of helping humanity naturally without the baggage of prior memories, which is probably why it's forbidden to investigate the scraps of memories that you do remember.
We only have one example of that happening, and it's turned out somewhat bad, somewhat good.
Okay, but then
Golden
what about
Gun,
like Anna Bray?
that specifically was the example, and that's the whole sort of good, sort of bad scenario.
I think the Exo Stranger did it too, but
Golden Gun was
They're
the
not a
first
guardian.
formed by a legendary
Oh,
hunter
yeah.
who was super angry, and he was a badass, and a lot of hunters looked up to him, and he infused Last Word with solar energy.
Yeah, that like it.
Yeah.
I forget who. Someone data mined it. Like it's literally just the Last Word model.
So basically, my point being is that I was right in that a lot of these organizations are just groups of people with similar preferences. Well, unless you're a warlock, then it's kind of a mixed bag on that one. But
I would say Warlocks is the only one that doesn't make a lot of sense.
well, no, it kind of does make a lot of sense. Is where warlocks are kind of just like, I'm going to investigate the deeper natures of void, fire, and lightning. And then you kind of just like, it's sort of like knowing magic missile effectively, you know? Where it's like everyone's kind of just like, well, yeah, this is just an ability that's just too useful to not use on my own, even though I didn't invent it myself.
Yeah.
But it's effectively these separate groups are just factions of people that in the background lore found inspiration or commonalities with each other and used those powers and trained in those powers together, effectively. But that being said, Guardian couldn't kill Salem.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
I think it's kind of a dependent on how you interpret shit, because I'm not going to make a hard
strictly
call.
speaking, according to Destiny canon, all Guardians are paracausal entities.
Yeah.
They are outside the normal written rules of reality.
Yes.
And their power, the light, specifically enables that. And so, right, they have killed other deific-like beings in the past. Specifically with what happened in the latest expansion, Witch Queen, where a hive witch stole the light and then Guardians stole the darkness. It's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
The Witch Queen.
Yeah, like it's a whole thing. My point is,
Yeah.
they would be explicitly capable of killing her because they are explicitly capable of killing the unkillable. That is part of the reason they have paracausal abilities.
Yes, but I doubt Ruby's actual capabilities of killing Salem. Not her conceptual ability to be able to, in theory, kill Salem, but her actual capability of killing Salem, because first off, she has no other guardians to teach her how to use any powers.
Yep.
The author's note of the summary specifically says that the Traveler only grants her an unbreakable body.
Yes.
Meaning she can keep resurrecting. So she's got no training, and she has to
that
fight.
part's actually covered. Theoretically, you're supposed to, and I quote, Guardians, and I quote, naturally understand how to wield the light. Like,
they know the basics and shit on how to fight. They're basically res as killing machines.
Right.
Yeah,
When
they come out knowing how to throw. Like,
when I say
no one
training,
teaches them how to make a fire grenade.
Right, but what I'm saying is like, Ruby's not going to be pulling Golden Gun out of nothing. Ruby's not going to be throwing a arc lightning or a void sphere at anyone or a supernova. You know, she's not going to be pulling this out of her asshole. You know, so that's the first bit. The second bit is that Salem's immortality is derived from a curse from the god of light. And I don't think there is a case of any guardian being able to kill someone else who has light that was not forcefully taken.
No, guardians kill other guardians all the time.
Yeah, but they come back.
If the ghost is killed, they die permanently.
Well, not talking about ghosts. I'm talking about just straight shit. The guardian shoots another guardian.
No guardian.
I think they did. What was Thorn? I think
Thorn didn't kill them. Thorn killed them, but the only way to kill a guardian permanently is to either kill them and have a way to steal their light,
Right.
or do what they did, right? Any normal human being can kill a guardian if they kill them and then just shoot the ghost.
Yeah.
Now, you have to shoot the ghost a whole hell of a lot, and a normal person isn't going to have a lot of chance of breaking the ghost before a guardian can come back. But anyone can kill a guardian.
Right, but my point is, the act of Ruby simply or any guardian simply shooting another guardian isn't going to kill them.
On a paracausal scale, no.
Yeah, that's my point. Is Salem's immortality is not because of the god of darkness. It's because of the god of light. And that was a willingly given light power.
I would say, if anything, what you would need is a guardian who is a quote-unquote dreg.
Yeah, a darkness user.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so then, beyond that, I don't think Ruby can kill Salem because Salem, again, is old as fuck, experienced, and like she shot fucking giant laser beams, okay?
Well,
And she wasn't
also
even tired.
there's the argument that Salem there's a decent argument that if you're going to bring the Guardian, bring the Traveler in and bring Guardians in, there's a decent argument that the quote-unquote magic of Remnant is in fact just a paracausal ability.
Yeah, that's fair and true, yeah. Which probably would allow Salem to just off Ruby immediately. And, then she doesn't get brought back anymore. But from beyond that, characters listed here are the Vex and Summer, so I can only assume that means that Summer comes back because the Vex and time travel. Which just makes this story dumber and more cringe. I'm not going to bother reading a Final Fantasy 12 and High School DxD story. Sorry, Final Fantasy 7 and High School DxD story.
Oh, that's a good thing we're
Because
skipping
I
that.
feel like that's going to be completely ridiculous and stupid. A Fate Burning Heaven, a Campione Ruby story called Fate Burning Heaven.
What? Oh, it's just. Oh no, it's.
Yeah, true. The Vex might just eat Salem. A normal boy thrust in with power he did not want. A magus whose soul is infinite. Oh god, it's a triple cross.
Yep.
That's what I just said.
Keep moving.
Her soul is infinite swords, given the power to be the hero of justice. A girl of silver eyes, forced to abandon being a simple soul to save her friends.
This is dumb and boring.
Oh my god, what an odd trio that has come together. A Fate Ruby Campione triple cross.
Yes, it's dumb and depressing.
Shiro times Ruby times Harem, massive fusion world AU. You're really gonna sit here and straight shit try to fuse Ruby
Yes.
into the Natsuverse.
He sure is.
Yeah, I see no problems here.
Like, I can
And
actually
he should be
see...
shot on sight.
I can see Remnant being a Lost Belt in FGO.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could spin it like that.
But that's not how they do it.
By the way, I do think, I never thought I would say this, but Lost Belts are probably one of the more intelligent things.
Yeah.
Like one of the more intelligent storytelling decisions that Fate's ever made at all, and it's actually like a pretty good one.
Yeah, well,
if you have
hey
any
guys,
kind
we're
of...
gonna do some absolutely batshit stories, and don't worry, there'll only be semi-canon, and they're semi-canon because the place they take place in is just disconnected from history. It's like,
disconnected from history,
All right.
and it gets pruned away, so it will never be a full canon.
Yeah, but
I will, in fact, disconnect your frontal lobe from the rest of your brain.
I will disconnect you from the server.
I will disconnect your head from your body.
Oh no! Oh, I'm so sad that Tojo isn't here for this. A Naruto DxD
you
story.
can ping him, you know that.
Shin Yokai. Naruto decides to kamikaze.
And they got Banzai! Banzai!
And take the rabbit goddess with him.
I mean, that sounds like something he would do.
Ruby with Campione would be mildly interesting as a one-shot, as an endgame sort of thing. You know, that's, yeah. That would actually be kind of funny, yeah. Like with the brother gods dead, like the what was it called? The Nether world reasserts order, or some shit. However the Campione
Basically.
verse works, and
the Netherworld didn't really do anything. It was just a place where gods kind of just, when they got killed in the real world, they got sent back to their myths. and
right,
legends.
but that's what I'm saying is like basically the brother god, like they have the plot be like in the background. Have the plot be that the brother gods had like locked away the Nether world, and that's why Campiones and gods didn't exist on Remnant anymore. And then with their death, Ruby killing them, like the Nether world opens up again, and gods and myths and monsters start coming back.
Oh, that's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah, but it'd be funny. Also, whoever killed the brother gods get, Campionified. It'd be an interesting story. But anyway, so yeah, Naruto kamikazes and takes the rabbit goddess with him. In the final moments, Hagoromo and Naruto save Kurama, Madarabi, Son Goku, Shikaku. Just those four.
What the fuck is Goku doing here?
The gorilla.
Oh.
Monkey
right.
King.
Monkey.
Sending their souls away to find a happy life. It was a chance for Kurama to find his own precious people. Kurama times Yasaka. Now part of the Shonen DxD series. What?
What was it called here?
Wow! Naruto
the-
Kamikazes, the rabbit goddess.
Yeah, he literally said kamikaze.
I didn't hear. I just
That
joined a few
first
seconds ago.
review.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that first review. I clicked reviews. First review, first line. Bro, you're missing brain cells.
Ooh boy,
Okay.
someone is not happy.
Oh, jeez. Now, this is a Naruto fanfic I can get behind. There is no Naruto harems here, but it's not a Naruto fic because it's literally just a DxD fic with some characters from the Naruto series named after them.
Now this
In
is fan fiction.
True.
You brought Asura from Asura's Wrath into the story.
Oh, I brought
Oh,
Asura
God.
from Hindu mythology, bro. Very different.
I brought Asura from my hentai collection. What are you on about?
Ah, you get out of here.
No.
Bro, you are missing brain cells if you think Kurama the nine-tailed demon fox would lose to anyone besides the three beasts of DxD. So, the Dragon God and Trihexa. Naruto himself oh boy, guys, we got another math boy here. We got a Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer fan here. He probably subscribes to his weekly updates on Twitter.
He has weekly updates
Oh
on
yeah,
Twitter.
yeah. Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer has his weekly math updates where he teaches everyone the math of Lude and Naruto's powers.
What does that mean?
It's where he measures the size of different characters' asses by using isosceles triangles and pixel count.
Bruh, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Pythagoras didn't time for this shit, my dude.
Ukraine's now.
No wonder
playing
Pythagoras isn't
Escape
around
from
anymore. He killed
Kharkiv.
himself before he had to see this cringe.
Holy shit!
Woozah.
Holy shit!
You got that
Underplayed.
Which one are we looking at?
Underplayed creations in the chat.
Newest comment. Ukraine is now playing Escape from Kharkiv.
Ooh.
Holy shit. Naruto reacts faster than light without the internal Mangekyo Sharingan that Kurama
What?
has. And it's said
Naruto.
that Kurama is a planet buster in the data books. You are just nerfing Kurama at this point. And you pull out that everyone in the top 100 is a planet buster. And it's also said that Surzex is in the top 10, has only enough power to destroy a country. Decent fit, but damn, you are brain dead that you don't actually know the power levels of the characters you're writing. Kurama, with an internal Mangekyo Sharingan, could have put Asura's ass in a Tsukiyomi faster than the guy could move. In the light novel, Great Red lent Issei his power to fight the underworld and only destroyed a portion of it, fighting the Jabberwocky while boosting Great Red's power. I don't know, man. At this point, I'm gonna have to stop reading this story. It's 5 out of 10. Power scaling sucks. And I know damn well that Kurama is separate from his siblings so easily, since they are the only thing left in New Dimension.
What the fuck?
That's a statement.
This really is the fan fiction of all time.
These two characters interacting is so cute, especially when Yasaka calls Kurama Kaiyukan.
Why, yes. There is, in fact, an improvised explosive device in your mailbox.
Why, yes, there is such thing as a hell, and we're currently there.
No, Arn, what
Yeah.
you should say is there is in fact a switchblade drone rapidly approaching your location.
Spinning
So the
switchblade.
javelin is already in the air.
There is
Run.
currently a... What the fuck are they called? There is currently a drone with a Roomba that has spinning blades on it getting to your location. Why do you ask?
No.
No, I've already deployed
I
my...
have, in
duct
fact,
tape a knife
convert-
to a Roomba.
Unfortunately
No.
for you, I have already deployed my anti-tank Roombas.
Yeah, the Boomba.
the
An
Boombas
anti-tank
are on their way.
Have you seen that, Tojo?
Goombas.
I think so. With like... No, I've only seen the Claymore Roombas.
Hang on.
it's a Russian anti-tank mine that's been gutted.
Bulgarian.
Bulgarian anti-tank mine, my
There you
bad.
go.
Bulgars
Well,
have
there
the
it
money to have anti-tank mines? That's whack.
I can only watch
Well,
this
so they
video
got the
on
Russia.
YouTube. What the fuck is this cringe?
Oh, damn. I read that, like, the
Nine
YouTuber who
dimensions,
posted that
12 inches.
little too quickly, and I thought that said Oxhorn.
13.4 inches. Close
Yeah.
enough. I will refund your entire order if you hollow one
Someone
out and
so
install
cringe
Roomba
post
guts
something
inside.
so
That would be
based, I thought to
absolutely
myself.
hilarious.
Anyways.
This is a classic.
Yeah.
There's some classic American humor. Sneaky, would you say that Naruto fanfiction is classic American humor?
Hmm?
Would you say that Naruto fanfiction is classic American humor?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's a crime against humanity.
No,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
It's a crime against humanity.
This is also fair. But let's be honest, what is American that isn't a crime against humanity or a war crime at
So,
times?
are you guys ready for the final story from this author I'm going to cover before I find something enjoyable for us to laugh at?
I mean, we only have.
Are we gonna go
30
read the
minutes.
Algarson Party?
Star Wars Lord of the Ring crossover story titled Darth Sauron.
Bruh.
I hope you
I
can.
am-
I hope you can hear my eyes narrowing.
I am drinking a shot just for that. Because that's epic.
Okay,
I'll
I'm
drink to
gonna go
that.
get some cider myself. I'm gonna need alcohol for this shit.
This is,
As you made an explosive
30%.
device joke, I just entered a thread where the OP's first post was about us stepping on an IED. Fair.
a humor thread were the first post. Okay, yeah. You know what? Underplayed. Never mind.
Darth
sense.
Sauron. They say the Force is a cosmic power to grant people a place in destiny. The accurate term is that the Force has a crude sense of humor, and the galaxy is a playground. From outside the reaches of reality, it pulls in other beings to supposedly entertainment. For its supposed entertainment. Some are souls denied rest, but there are ones who see this as a blessing to conquer the galaxy. Massive multi-crossover. Sauron and Nazgul are Sith.
Fucking what?
I'm sure this is what Tolkien imagined his work would be.
Yeah, I'm sure he's spinning in his grave right
What's
now.
the phrase? Man-made horrors beyond comprehension?
Yes.
Yep, that's correct.
Because that's what this is.
True.
Man-made horrors beyond comprehension. Alright, take me to Fortnite today. We're going into Harry Potter. But not DXD.
I really like to read fanfiction.
Someone quit breathing into their mic.
Alright, so Norsk.
We should.
Alright, so read these stories for us, Arn.
They're in Norwegian.
How about I don't?
Why is the top story My Immortal but in Norsk?
Actually, wait. Hang on.
It's actually known as your Norwegian classic.
No, wait. No, it can't be.
What the
Can it?
fuck?
I think I might be partly responsible for this.
God fucking damn it, Arn!
Arn, what the fuck did you do?
Hang on. Let me actually check, because I don't know if that's the one I'm thinking of. But I may or may not have made My Immortal a bit of a meme on a Norwegian Discord server.
Among
Yeah,
the
no,
Norwegian
no,
community.
No, I am actually partly responsible for this.
You fucking
Yeah.
Frenchman.
That's
Great.
Yeah.
That is a
feedback.
grave insult.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to back that up with a fight?
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm going
I
to,
am.
All right.
turn you
respectable.
inside
He's a
out,
Frenchman. He won't take me up on it.
bro.
Ooh, did you hear
Not
that?
He'll just run from the fight.
Yeah, no, I actually.
He won't even
Jin
show
is-
up to the fight.
Jin is correct. In Norwegian, it actually makes sense.
What do you
And by
mean?
that makes sense, I mean it doesn't make sense at all.
Oh,
It's
of
actually
course.
written. It's written in dialect. So basically, imagine the most deep Southern dialect imaginable, and then you write it
Oh
like that.
god.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
My
the
Immortal, but
most
everyone
out there
came
thing.
from the trailer park.
Exactly. Except it's like the Norwegian equivalent, so you come from a valley somewhere in bumfuck nowhere.
Uh-oh, I just fell. Oops.
Good.
Understandable.
The Darkness Inside, Part 1, Dovahkiin 69.
63.
An angst mystery story featuring Hermione, Bellatrix, Narcissica, and Andromeda. Oh no. A darkness is brewing in the brightest witch of their age. Which, by the way, I always fucking hated that nickname for her. Absolutely loathed that nickname for her.
What, whichever
Yeah.
age?
The brightest witch of the age.
Is it because it's very hey, it's a little on the nose, I think.
Well, I mean, and not only is it on the nose, it's also just really just she's fucking 16 when she gets the title.
I never read or watched Harry Potter.
So my point being is that she's 16 when she gets the title, and she's done nothing. She's accomplished nothing. She has not invented any spells. She's not reverse engineered ancient magic. She's never created anything. People were always just like, wow, Hermione, you're so smart. And then out of nowhere, Rowling just hits us with Hermione is now known as the brightest witch of her age. And it's just like, what? But she's literally done nothing.
There is one way that makes sense.
What?
You shine a light on her. Because she's probably so paid from just sitting in a fucking
Oh, yeah, you like the beacons to Gondor, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happens
Flash
when
bang
she
out.
is given the green light to unleash the anger that's been inside her since she was but a baby? There is a better summary inside. This will not be your normal Harry Potter story. So
Wait, Sneaky, I've got
yeah.
it. Skulls for the Skull Throne.
Yeah, so my main issue with this story, beyond the fact that it's a angst mystery story featuring the Black Sisters and Hermione, you don't need Avada Kedavra to kill people.
Have I been here?
That's like Hermione owns a taser, a 9mm pistol, a 5.56 rifle, and an RPG. But now that she owns a 50 BMG rifle, she is gonna start killing people. It's just like,
Do you not?
what prevented her from killing people before now? The author is basing this whole premise on the fact that now that she knows how to use Avada Kedavra, she's just going to go around killing people, despite the fact that she knows how to cast bombs, cast slicing hexes, cast severing charms. Like, she knows how to decapitate people, she knows how to turn them into fucking chunks, she knows how to shatter every bone in their body and boil their blood, but now that she can just one-shot people, now she's gonna go kill people. It's like, why would her being able to one-shot people suddenly change her opinion on mass murder? She already could do that.
True. I mean, being able to watch people would change my opinion on mass murder, in the sense that I would be able to do more of it.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't even use Avada Kedavra for mass murder. You just start casting bombs.
True. Exactly.
Probably have the Irish tunes on the background.
Yeah. Instead of casting Avada Kedavra, I cast Atomic Bomba.
Indeed. Sarbomba.
Yes.
An
God
imperfect
willing.
situation. Hermione finds herself pregnant.
Sussy
That
balls.
escalated.
Oh, never mind. It's Dramion.
Yep.
I will
Yep.
commit unspeakable crimes
Yep.
upon this author.
Yup.
There is only one way this author ends. In a body bag.
In a post-war society where pure and half-blood babies are
We live in a
desired,
society.
she finds her best option for resolving her situation is in the hands of the person she trusts the least, Draco Malfoy. Morally gray characters with trauma-induced decision-making. A hurt comfort romance story of 200,000 words featuring Hermione times Draco. 30 favorites.
Oh, 30, too many.
30?
It's only like 4
Yeah.
days old,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. It means people are still writing these kinds of fucking garbage to this very day.
Let's see. Is the author female?
Yes.
It looks like they might be.
I mean, Erin in October. Erin is a female name, so yes. Yes, they
Yeah, it's a
are.
good chance. Yeah, probably.
Isn't Aaron also like an Irish name?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Eire is literally Ireland in Irish.
Yeah.
Changeling in Exile or Being Human is awful and Hogwarts is worse by Leah Green. Druella Rosier's Guide to Surviving Among Humans, Dealing with Boars, and Rescuing Castles from the Ignorant Incompetence of Their Residents, and Possibly Conquering Europe Just a Little. Drew Rosier is a brilliant, talented, highly accomplished magical prodigy whose... oh, God!
Yes, I will only conquer Europe a little. I will only
Unfortunately,
conquer Lithuania.
she is also an elf,
That's
and her
enough for
mother
me.
thinks it's time to learn how to
How
relate
German
to
of you.
other children.
Yeah, excellent. I shall take the Lithuania, yeah.
Wow. 28 favorites, 113,000 words.
Ja, das ist gut. You will face the firing squad at dawn, yeah?
The girl who could talk to snakes. Well, a lot of women can talk to snakes.
Bruce. Hey. Funny joke.
I try. Tell me you're a Mary Sue without telling me you're a Mary Sue. Yeah. Yeah, real. Yeah, real.
True and real.
True and real. Also, by the way...
no. Sneaky. Look at the author 2 below the one you're currently hovering over.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
No.
Yeah. So, by the way,
will commit
in
crimes.
case anyone hasn't been, didn't see my post in the SDM, which a couple of you didn't,
Atin, you
Ted
fucker.
Cruz will be talking to Asmongold about gambling in video games.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%.
You're
Real
fucking with-
shit. No,
No.
100%.
Wait, what happened?
Oh,
My,
shit.
my brain blanked out. It was so stupid.
Ted Cruz is gonna be talking to Asmongold about gambling in video games.
Okay, I mean, look, Asmongold is a good person to talk to about that,
Yeah.
but what is the fat, out of shape Muppet who can't even bother to stay in his state when it's collapsing doing talking to him?
Well, see, what happened is that with the Texas shooting, Ted Cruz
Oh,
came
wait,
out.
don't tell me. One of Ted Cruz's kids racked up like $10,000 in the iPhone store buying CSGO loot boxes.
No. With
Why the fuck would
the
you buy those on the fucking phone store? What?
scam.
Yeah, Arn, I was throwing in the buzzwords.
Yeah.
No, what happened is that with the shooting down
He
in
was throwing in the
Texas,
dog whistles.
Ted
True.
Cruz went on and gave a speech about how violence in video games is turning our children into school shooters. Then went on to actually bring up some other good points that are actually true about how big pharmacy is drugging up children and it's causing them to act out violently, and how we are just basically listening to doctors who are being paid by big pharma to give drugs to our children. To which Asmongold agreed with, because it's true.
I was going to say, I believe Asmongold was one of those children.
He was.
Ass mongoloid.
Yeah.
That's honestly how I've read his name for like the longest time.
But anyway, so Asmongold made a little bit of an hour-long segment, I think it was, covering his opinions on Ted Cruz's comments and saying how he really would like to talk to Ted Cruz because he thinks that he and Ted Cruz could talk about quite a number of things that are in gaming that shouldn't be in gaming, that isn't just violence, that, you know, like gambling and shit, exploitive practices and targeting children and whatnot. And so then apparently, just yesterday, someone on Ted Cruz's staff contacted Asmongold and said that Ted Cruz would be interested in setting up a talk with him.
Epic.
So, here we are. We're about to have Asmongold talk to Ted Cruz about video games.
Oh, America.
Oh. all because white supremacy and violence in video games was blamed for a Mexican shooting up a bunch of other Mexicans that weren't even in the school he went to.
Kind of weird, huh? How did video games do this?
Yeah. So yeah,
Video
Nonsensical
games
Rants
hold it
just
for you.
recently updated his story 2 hours ago. The
Oh, that guy.
Firebid, Troiskin,
Yes.
Paddlecol, and Volgdegeb. Yeah.
But he the fucking what?
Yeah, he was. Don't you remember him being super happy about these new Marauder
No.
names?
No, I don't. And I'm really fucking thankful I don't.
Yeah, well, that's about the only thing I remember about this story. What the fuck? Oh! Oh god! This is an instance where it's very important to use commas. Hate that I love you. Summary reads as follows. Yell fights Nog, pretend nothing happened. Yell fights Nog, pretend nothing happened, repeat.
Your pause is too long, Sneaky.
What?
Yell, fight, snark, pretend nothing happened, repeat. There is no pause.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, I had no idea what the hell fight snog was. Because I assumed yell was capitalized because it was the start of the sentence. And
initially, I thought it was like smog.
Yeah, and I was like, why are they yelling fight snog? I was like,
You don't do that?
my brain was like crunching, like the gears were rusted. I'm just like, what? What the fuck is fight snog? I'm like, oh wait, yell, fight, snog. But yeah, this is a lesson in why grammar is important. Published February 15th, updated 2 hours ago. 17 favorites.
23 chapters.
23 chapters. Yeah. What's up?
25 chapters too many.
Yeah. You know what else is too many?
God.
Misguided Adventures. This story follows a young Muggle-born witch named Jane Hensworth through her years at Hogwarts and the First Wizarding War. On her journey, Jane must figure out how to deal with new friends, a dysfunctional family, and the threat of a rising dark force. Message me for trigger warnings for my story. This is a friendship romance story with 152 chapters, 315,000 words, 355 favorites, 616 reviews, published over the course of 9 years.
Death penalty.
Yeah. And it's the original cast, so, the original Marauders cast, so Cyrus, Remus, James, and their inserted OC teaming up to fight in World War I.
What? I just came back to World War One.
Oh, you missed it all.
I feel like I should praise Sigmar.
152 words, 152 chapters, 315,000 words, over the course of 9 years with 355 favorites. And it's the original cast, so James, Cyrus, and Remus, and the OC that's being inserted here. Not an isekai, just an OC that lived then. And they go fight in World War I. Yeah.
Pain.
Imagine taking 9 years to write 3 books and only 400 people follow you.
Oof.
Yeah, that's like a third of the output of like Tolkien, who wrote like 3 books in like 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the Harry Potter section, you know?
Yeah, I mean, considering fucking Lupine, who for all his crimes
It's
did write like 10 fucking books in a year,
Yeah.
if not more.
Yeah.
A million words in a year. Like him or hate him, you gotta admit, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I would honestly continue a story. You know what? Actually, I can say I solidly wouldn't continue a story, even if I got 100 favorites per chapter I released, because I didn't. I did write a story for a very popular section, and I got 100 favorites per chapter I've released, and I still didn't finish that shit, or even get close to getting to near the end of the first arc.
Sneaky moment.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, we have the leader, Debs, the Slytherin Snape fan. Albus Dumbledore has been searching for Harry Potter. Unknowingly, he bumped into the 18-year-old and stirred a hornet's nest. Harry, who is the leader of the underworld, vows to put an end to the manipulative old man, and has made deals with Voldemort, who encroached upon his territory.
Bruh.
Severus Snape times Harry Potter. Harry Potter is a top.
Alright then.
Will Cyrus and Remus join Harry's harem?
Alright then.
5,000 favorites.
That's a definite for today, I think.
5,000 favorites, 280k words over the course of 8 years. 68 chapters.
God is dead.
And we're gonna end the night on that one, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what? We've been ending them on some pretty funny shit recently, and I can't allow that because I have to remind everyone that no matter the depths of depravity I can find on this website, there will always be more, and it will always get worse.